Welcome to Castleview Enterprise Academy. My name is Mrs. Owens and I am the head of school. We thought it would be a good idea to produce this short video because we're not going to be able to have an intake evening this year due to COVID-19 restrictions. This video is a way to introduce myself to all parents and to let you know that we are planning to look after your child once they come to Castleview Enterprise Academy in September. Many of you will know that I have been at the Academy since it opened, and I started as the Director of Science. I joined in 2009, and over the years I have been promoted, and here I am sat here now as Head of School, so I am sure you all know me very well, and if you don't, you will soon get to know me. Many of you will have children who have been through Castleview, and I may have taught them science over the years. We understand that this time is a very anxious time for all, including parents, and I want to reassure you all that we will do everything in our power to ensure a smooth transition to Castleview Enterprise Academy, especially given the circumstances. We are currently sending out staff to each of the primary schools so that we get to know students and that we get all the information that we require. We work very closely with our primary schools and ensure that we get the information that we need. We are aiming to have at least 2 transition days for each child, as long as the roadmap continues to plan. Students with additional needs or any anxieties will hopefully have a further day, and we are also looking into the possibility of running a summer school at Castleview Enterprise Academy. Many of your children, if not all, will have already been to Castleview previously, so they will have some idea of what the school looks like, how we operate, and they'll have a little bit of a feel for it. Over the last few months, we have put a lot of health and safety regulations into place due to COVID-19, and some of these will remain in September. I'm not going to talk through all of those, however, we will be sending out information in due course. I won't go into things around uniform and movement around the school, as all of that information will be made available on our school website. I also wanted to do this video to assure you that we will look after your child. This is a very anxious time in normal circumstances, never mind during a pandemic. When your child comes to Castleview, I can assure you that you will be more anxious. Castleview do wrap them with care and will make sure they are very well looked after. I would like to talk to you about their transition and any anxieties, and try to be sure that you don't pass on your anxieties onto them, because we want them to feel confident and independent coming to Castleview. Obviously, as I've already mentioned, we will know lots about them from the primary schools. We get information on attendance, behaviour, and obviously their academic progress. And I know that they haven't done their tests, but we will get some data from the primary schools so that we can look at them and put them in the right place. At some point, when they come to us and they are settled, we will retest them again, and then we can ensure they are put in the best place in terms of their sets. At this particular time, communication is quite difficult, so we do need to ensure that we have every parent's email address. So if we haven't got that, can you please ensure that you contact the school and you pass it on? I want you to know that on the Castleview website, there is a section on there where you can contact us. The email is enquiries@cvea.co.uk. If you have any questions or concerns at all about transition, we are more than happy for you to send us an email. We will try to answer very timely, and it will be directed to the senior management team to answer your question direct. You can also ring the school if you have a query. If there's anything you want to come directly to my attention, please mark it for the attention of Mrs. Owens. I want you to feel confident that your child is coming to a good school and is in good hands. It is a privilege and humbling for us to have children who are precious to you, and know that they will be precious to us also. We hope that the transition process goes very smoothly. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to welcoming your child to Castleview in September and get them started into a secondary school with the minimum amount of fuss. We are ready to roll for the next 5 years, where it will be a pleasure to have them in Castleview, educate them and prepare them for life.
Hi, I'm Ms. Payne. I'm one of the Vice Principals here at Castleview Enterprise Academy. Part of my role in school is to be responsible for the successful transition of our new Year 7 cohort. I work closely with Mr. Rainbow, the head of Year 7, and together we ensure that all students are happy, ready to learn, and fulfilling their potential when they make the move from primary school to secondary school. Today I want to take the opportunity to talk specifically to our parents. Remember when your child was 4 and you were getting ready to send them to the big bad world of primary school? We all spent hours worrying about how they were going to fit in, what they need to know, will they manage to make friends, go to the toilet, be able to dress themselves. Yet when our children start secondary school, we often think that we now have big grown-up children who will take it all in their stride. However, there are still plenty of ways in which parents can help the transition from primary to secondary school go smoothly. Talk to your child about the changes well in advance. Ask your child what are they looking forward to, what they will miss about their old school, and what they are worried about at secondary school. Then you will have plenty of time to work out strategies and talk through any issues they might have. I think familiarity with the secondary school is important so that they can picture where they will be going. Let them talk to older relations or friends in Castleview Enterprise Academy. Often mention the school in general conversation. Drive past it regularly. Talk to your child at length after their transition days in July and keep referring to the move they are going to make up in September. Give your child some leeway when the new school year starts. We expect children to be tired when they start primary school, but they are not the only ones. Build in quiet time during the first couple of weeks at secondary school, as your child might find it tiring adjusting to the new place and the new demands of lessons and homework. Encourage your child to be independent. Is your child going to have to take the bus to school for the first time or walk alone? Have a few practice sessions in the time leading up to school opening in September. Ensure your child knows to let you or one of their teachers know if they have any worries. Don't leave things to the first morning of secondary school. Make sure your child has all the correct equipment and uniform in advance, and if your child are going to wear a tie for the first time, make sure they know how to tie it. Don't leave it until the first morning in September. Help your child become more responsible. Your child will have to organize him or herself far more than in primary school. They have a new timetable to follow and many subjects to organize. In the final months of primary school, help your child become more responsible for their own PE kit, homework, books, so that they are prepared when it comes to secondary school. Get them into the habit of getting their bags ready the night before, especially if they have to leave early to catch a bus or walk to school. Have a homework and activity schedule on the wall somewhere in the house, which everybody can use to help them. Use our school website. Take a good look around our school website and encourage your child to do the same. Use the virtual tour of the school, the map of the building, the sample lessons, the Key Star videos, the parental handbook, as well as the child transition guides on there, and work through these with your child. Create a sense of adventure and excitement about the transition process. Get your child ready to make new friends. Talk about making new friends and discuss when they last made new friends, how they did it. Make sure they have time to still see their old friends too, but encourage them to make the first move, to smile, to look people in the eye and make their body language open. Talk about new school nerves. It can be quite a transition from being a big fish in a small pond in primary school to a small fish in a very big pond in secondary school. We see really confident children sometimes becoming very shy because they find the first year hard. Talk to them about how you felt when you started somewhere new. Let them know it's normal to be nervous. Encourage them to ask if they can't find their way around or if they don't know how to do something, and not to suffer in silence. And assure them that although other people may look and sound very confident, they may well be just as nervous underneath all their bravado. Lastly, prepare yourself as a parent. As teachers, we know and are very conscious that the transition from primary school to secondary school is a major step, not just for the child, but also for the parent. Many of us have been through this process ourselves. We are aware that the prime objectives for parents are their children are safe, happy, and will develop both academically and socially. Remember, this might not happen immediately, but if parents take every opportunity to familiarize themselves with the new settings, such as attending school events and working in partnership with your child's teachers, then we can short-circuit many of these concerns. Our experience suggests that children are far more resilient and adaptable than we as parents give them credit for. Finally, I want to thank you for choosing Castleview Enterprise Academy as a secondary school for your child, and I want to assure you, as a transition team, we will do our utmost to ensure that every one of our new Year 7s are happy and thriving in their new school.
Good morning, Year 6. I'm Miss McCluckey and I am one of the Spanish teachers here at Castleview, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what a normal lesson would look like at Castleview Enterprise Academy. So the difference that will be between when you come from primary school into secondary school is that you'll not be in the same classroom all day. You'll move around quite a lot, and initially that can seem a little bit scary because it's not what you're used to, it's a little bit different. So what we're just going to talk about is what that little process, what the process looks like, what a standard lesson at CVAA is like. So what will happen is you'll get your timetable when you start in September, and you will turn up at your classroom when the school day starts. All right, you'll line up outside the classroom, and when your teacher comes along, they will take you into the classroom. And in the first lesson, they'll set you up with a seating plan. All right, so within each classroom, you'll have your own seat, and every week that you go to that lesson, you'll sit in that same seat. Okay, you'll get started, and your teacher will give you a starter task to get on with straight away, and you'll do that at your desk. Okay, so once we're in the classroom, there's lots of classroom rules, and there's some expectations that we would expect you to follow as well. So in terms of rules, the first one being that you will sit in the seat that you're given, and you'll be at your desk, you'll be facing the front during the lesson. All right, you'll not speak during whole class explanations. So whilst the teacher's speaking, it's really important that you're quiet so that other people can hear what's going on, and that you're respectful to the teachers. And similarly, when your peers are given an answer to a question, it's polite and respectful that you'll be listening to them as well. We'd expect that you'll come to your lessons fully equipped for the school day, and your tutor would check that with you in the morning. So for example, that you've got your pen, your pencil, your ruler, all the equipment that you're going to need for the day. And if you're missing something, your tutor will be able to help you out with that on the morning, get you sorted. We'd expect during your lessons that you be in your full school uniform all the time, and that would include having your hair tied back, having no jewellery on, and having your full uniform on. Like I say, you'll be sitting at your desk facing forward, looking at the teacher throughout the lesson, and we'd expect that you attempt all of the work that your teacher sets for you. Okay. At the moment, of course, we're trying to observe some COVID rules as well, so we're wearing masks at the moment, but hopefully by the time you join us in September, that won't be necessary. In terms of expectations, how we expect you to behave and what your behaviour for learning should look like in the classroom, we like respect as the key quality within all of our classrooms, and all of our rules and expectations are based around respect. So by that we mean managing your own behaviour, not allowing the behaviour of others to become a distraction for you, and you being in control of how you put yourself forward at all times. We, again, in terms of respect and respecting yourself, we would expect that the work that you put in your book the presentation is of a high quality, and like I say, you attempt everything that is set to you by your teacher. We'd also expect that you show respect and kindness to those around you, and empathy, by which I mean that you enjoy each other's successes, you don't laugh at other people for making mistakes, and you support each other as a class. And we also want to try and foster a sense of resilience, where you're not afraid to get things wrong, because you know that that's the best way to sort of learn, and making mistakes is how you're best going to be able to move forward. All right, so within the lessons, those are the rules and the expectations that you'll follow. Of course, you'll be in different classes with different teachers doing different subjects within that. At the end of the lesson, we don't have a bell anymore, so you'll wait for the teacher to let you know that the lesson's coming to a close, and they will let you know what their expectation is. So they'll tell you how they want you to collect in the resources, to pack your equipment away and to get ready to move on to your next lesson. So you'll wait until your teacher dismisses you from the classroom, and at that point it's a good chance for you to check your timetable and see what lesson you're going to next. Okay, now the important thing to remember there is not just to follow your friends who you were in that class with, because you might be going to a different lesson to someone else in your class. So it's important that you check your timetable and see where you're going. Now initially that'll be quite tricky as well, because you'll not know your way around, but of course there's lots of teachers here who are willing to help and who are happy and friendly to show you the way. A few key questions that we've had in the past about lessons at Castleview. How many lessons will you have in a week? So each day you'll have six lessons. Sometimes those are 6 single lessons, and sometimes they're blocked into doubles. So for example, you might have maths for period 1 and period 2, and you'd be in there for a longer chunk of time. Okay, so you have 6 lessons, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then 5 lessons on a Friday. Will I be in a class with my friends? Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. Okay, so we set you into classes dependent on what is right for you, what stage of the learning process you're at. Okay, so you might be with some of your friends, you might not. You might be with them for some classes and not for other subjects. But of course, starting at a new school is a great chance for you to start making new friends as well. How will I remember all of my new teachers and manage the new subjects when I've not studied them before? Again, everyone's in the same boat. So when you start at Castleview, there'll be lots and lots of people. So I teach Spanish, and there'll be lots of people who've not done any Spanish before, who maybe did French at primary school. All of your teachers are aware of that. So the initial lessons in year 7 are about getting you settled in and about making sure that you're confident and you're comfortable in the classroom that you're in. And very, very soon you'll probably find that some of those subjects become your favourites very quickly. Will I get homework? You will get homework from most of your lessons each week. Sometimes that'll be once a fortnight, depending on how often you have those subjects. Okay, and we use an online system which your homework is logged on, and you'll be able to access that from home. But we'll explain all of that as well when you get here. And do we have exams? We will do little assessments and little exams as we go through, but of course not in the first half term, when we're trying to get you settled and make sure that you're comfortable within the Castleview community. All right, so if you've got any other questions, I'm sure they'll be covered in other parts of this video. Let your teacher know if there's anything else that you want to find out, and I'm sure we'll be able to get those answers to you. All right, we're looking forward to meeting you all in September, year 6. Adios!
Hello Year 6 parents, my name is Miss Willett and I'm an Assistant Vice Principal at Castleview Enterprise Academy. Part of my role within the Academy is to work very closely with the pastoral team. I am the DSL here, the Designated Safeguarding Lead. I am the Coordinator of Looked After Children. I'm also the Anti-Bullying Coordinator across the school. As part of my roles, I have to ensure that your child feels cared for, safe and well looked after. I may not be your first point of call within the Academy, but I will certainly become involved if you have any concerns or any worries regarding the safeguarding of your children or how they feel, for example, for their well-being, if they are worried about anything or they need some additional support, sometimes maybe more than what the Academy can provide. I liaise with a range of external agencies such as CAMHS and SIPS regarding the well-being of your child, school health to make sure they're physically healthy, and also other agencies to make sure that your child feels fully supported and fully cared for within the Academy. I look forward to meeting your children in September 2021 and working with you very closely to ensure that your child is fully supported within Castleview Enterprise Academy.
Hello, my name is Mrs Diamond and I'm the Special Educational Needs Coordinator at Castleview Enterprise Academy. It is my job to ensure that all students that have been placed on the Special Educational Needs Register are fully supported in school to ensure they can be successful in their learning and access all activities within Castleview Enterprise Academy. For those Year 6 students who will be transitioning to Castleview in September, I will be meeting with your primary schools and maybe some of your parents to ensure Castleview are fully aware of each SEN student's individual needs and differences and how we can adapt the school environment and the curriculum and teaching to ensure everybody within the school are successful lifelong learners. I will use this information to create each SEN student a learning passport, which I will share with staff within the school to ensure they have an understanding of how you learn and to identify what additional support you will need to ensure you are successful in your learning. These learning passports will be reviewed a number of times throughout each school year, and we will adapt them if we need to. If you have an educational healthcare plan, I will share this information with your teachers and staff in the school to ensure we are meeting your needs and supporting your targets. For most students at Castleview, additional support will be provided in the classroom by your teacher, and we call this Quality First Teaching. Teachers will use your student learning passport to know how they need to adapt their teaching and their resources to suit your needs within their class. Some students may receive extra support in class from a learning support assistant. They will be there to ensure you can fully access the learning in the classroom, and they may work with you individually or in a small group. In addition to support in the classroom, some students will access intervention groups which target the development of specific skills, such as reading fluency and comprehension, phonics, spelling and handwriting. Not only do these intervention groups focus on academic skills, but they will also be used to develop holistic skills, such as social skills and friendship groups. In Castleview, we also have a nurture group provision, and this will be accessed by a very small number of students who have been identified as needing a higher level of support with their maths and English skills. Students in this group will access the same curriculum as their peers, but it will be adapted to suit the needs of each individual student and will focus on the development of maths and English skills. In the nurture group provision, you will be taught by a small number of teachers and will be based mainly in one classroom. As students progress throughout Castleview, their learning is constantly monitored and reviewed. Students can be placed on the SEN register at any point within their education if we feel like you need additional support. And likewise, you can be removed from the register if we feel you no longer need that support. I hope this has given you some understanding of how we in Castleview support students in their learning. If you would like to discuss any of the information in more detail, please contact me at the Academy. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mr. Rainbow and I'm Head of Year 7 here at Castleview Enterprise Academy. My role is to lead the year group on behaviour, attendance and safeguarding, and as well as making sure that your child is happy and safe on a daily basis. I have recently visited all primary schools so that your child knows who I am, and I have been through all of my aims and expectations with them. You will receive some more information on this shortly. If you have any queries or would like to discuss your child prior to any of our transition events, please don't hesitate to contact me. I look forward to working with you and your child in September, and I'm sure your child will have a great start to their secondary education with us. Thank you.